Good night, fellow punters. The clock on the wall is heading towards midnight on Friday night. It's 11:45. A bit later than I had expected, but I was looking at Meydan tomorrow. The World Cup is on. It's the first time it's clashing with the Grand National. Normally it's the end of March. Great racing there tomorrow. We won't be able to watch it all because it's with Aintree at the same time. But the World Cup is not until 6:30. Another frustrating day today, and I was looking back. Am I doing anything wrong? And I'm trying to use the same method that I have down through the years. We're just getting no luck. In the first race today, Dancing City, Jesus, it's back. It's the first time in 3 days. Dancing City fell in front of us, handstands. It was beginning to struggle, I thought at the time, anyway, but it was pulled up. Similarly with Tripoli Flyer, needs to go right-handed, I'm sure, after today. Kept jumping right-handed. Took a shot at Matata in the likelihood that El Fabiola might make a blunder, and that Protectorate, who drifted out a good bit on price, mightn't be at his best with the ground the way it was, but when El Fabiolo fell, I don't know what happened at the next fence. He made a howler of a mistake, finished third. Familiar Dreams was one out of the money as well. In the Topham Chase, Gentleman to Me, who we backed several times without any luck last year and the year before, won today. Big money for it late on too. The only pound we drew was Alnalam. It was 14th and 16th last night. Went off single figures, but there was probably a rule. Although there wasn't a rule 4, was Hills. But on to tomorrow, Grand National Day. In the first race, 3 miles, 1 or nearly, handicap hurdle. 6-1 the field, Jericho de Repene. That ran in Cheltenham, went to second of the Pertims. I came down on Bill Joyce. It's first time in a handicap, so we don't know how well it is well handicapped, but it has run in against good class horses. It won a pint to pint with Benny Walsh, February 23. Has been competitive, 4 wins, and if you throw out the race last year in the bumper, it was third in the Challow. So that form with the new line, the last race, I don't think the handbrake, well, I'm sure the handbrake was on. Mr. Megas ran well for them today. I was looking at, there was excuses about a lot of them and I went with that one. This bloody pain is beginning to flare up again for the first time. I don't know, and I'm taking the same medication. Why is that? The Grade 1 Novices Hurdle, 2.5 mile. 4-year-old Lulamba is a hot favourite. If in the event that Bill Joyce runs really well in the first race, that'll frank the form at the Challow, and Regents Stroll was in that. Nicholas seems to have just tipping along nicely. He always targets this meeting. That was 4th in the Challow. and then 2 wins, or a second and a win either side. The way Caldwell Potter has won, I see he would cost 720, was it 1,000? He's 165,000 got back, so they'll probably get it back, and he's only a 7-year-old in time. I was looking at the rest of them, and there was holes in a lot of their form. The most likely winner is Lualamba. A 4-year-old hasn't won it in a long time, but I don't know how many 4-year-olds has ran in the race. I hadn't time to go checking. 4-year-old Bugler, 2009. Noel Fairley for Emma Lavelle. But Nicky kept it out of the race the other day to go for this. I'm going doing without Lalamba, without the 4-year-old. Regents Stroll, 4-1. On to the 230. Handicap chase. Meyertown is out. It was a hot favourite to win again after winning in Cheltenham. Another one that may have been targeted for this race is John Joe's horse, Peakey Boy. This was going along nicely with Nicky Henderson, and it moved yard. If you look at it, it won a pint to pint, second in a bumper, won a bumper, 2 hurdle wins, won a chase, third into Horticolor, and that was only last December. That won the National Hunt Chase. Changed into John Joe O'Neill and Allen, and beaten 88 lengths. But was this the plan? Imperial Saint likes the track, but stepping up in trip. Cruise Control won it last year, but I'm going to take a pot on Peaky Boy. Be fresh. I'll put up, this is the Liverpool Hurl, 3 miles, nearly a furlong. Tupu's on the slide. It was 6-4 the other day. It's out to 3-1 in places. The question I have about him is, they say he has to run well fresh, so they keep him off from before Christmas. They don't run him in the Galmoy anymore, and then they run him back here straight away. Sure, I mean, if he has to be fresh, how can he run again in a few weeks after Cheltenham? We're on strong leader at 8-1, I hope. He's 3 for 3 at Aintree, and he won this last year, targeted for the race. The one that could play hell is Kitzbuhel. He scuppered our chances of winning a few pound in February, when it was December, when I thought Colonel Mustard would win, and he come out and beat him. He won very impressively in Gordon, the great Red Mills trial, and that break my soul. That has ran well since. It was 4th in the Mayor's, or in the Aintree Hurl the other day, behind Lossiemouth, to frank that form. Stepping up to 3 miles is an unknown, but the way Willies are going, I suppose you'd have to follow the money if it's heavy tomorrow. It's 4.7, I think, on the exchanges. But we're on strong leader at 8 each way. On to the Grand National, won last year by I Am Maximus, who the previous year had won the Irish Grand National. Carrying top weight, has been targeted for this since last year. Iroko similarly has been targeted. JP said at the start of the year this was going to be the plan. Stumptown won the cross country for us in Cheltenham. seems to be revitalised by running over the banks. So this is back to where he didn't do as well before. Hewick, always well fancied. Percival Le Gallois, we won on a few times and then we left him alone, and he's won the Paddy Power and he won a hurl race since. Vanillier was all the rage last year. I came down on Intense Raffles. I've said that, or I pointed it out when I couldn't talk last week. This is following the same route as I Am Maximus. And I Am Maximus, when he won the Grand National in Ireland, he went up £10. This one has went up 11. And he's running off 150. Where is it? 151. But that was a good run, I thought, the last day, behind Nick Rocket in the Bobby Joe. He was giving him £3, and Nick Rocket had won the Thyestes. Giving him 3, and what's he getting tomorrow? Given 3, and he's getting 12. That's £15. He's only beaten a couple of lengths. The paying 6 places, that's the selection, has been targeted for the race. Tom Gibney likes to win those nationals. I mean, it is the national, so anything can happen. You need luck and running. There's one, I always go sort of my fancy, then my second fancy. Second fancy would be Meetingofthewaters. 7th in the race last year, but had ran in the Ultima behind Chianti Classico when he was off 147. So he ran well enough. He was thereabouts at the last fence. Didn't stay, but I'm putting down to the fact that he had that run in between, only a month apart. A bit longer this time and didn't run as far. Has been targeted for the race. Still only an 8-year-old. And a big outsider. Actually, I was looking at, would you believe, Hitman was 100-1 the other day, and he won't win it, but he could be blessed. But he's into 33s and 40s now, so I was looking for a bigger price one. And there's one that is 150-1 outsider of the lot, Horantzau D. The good ground will suit this horse. When you look at it, it was second to Florian Porter. It ran on well that day in the Kerry National in a stole. That was over soft ground. Ran then a better race, second to Real Steel in the Munster National. Has changed yards now. Some horses, he's only 8. Gone to Michael Cady at 150-1 with some bookies. He might be worth a shot. Anyone that wants £1 each way on some big shot. A lot of them are. Some of the bookies are paying 7 and 8. Someone told me today. Anyway. What did I pick here? Oh, I went with Load of Sud. Harry might get it right finally tomorrow. He won for us before. And in the bumper, I picked the newcomer for Kilwaughter for It won in for Stuart Crawford up north. Changed yards to Philip Hobbs. He had one there that he improved as well since changing yards. I'm not sure what it made. That was my selection on that. We'll briefly go on to Meydan. The sprint is on 6 furlong sprint tomorrow. How Deep Is Your Love is the favourite, coming in a Japan horse that has been behind that top class sprinter in Japan a lot of the time. I thought one at 20 to 1 there. Isivunguvungu. This had a good enough run in the Breeders' Cup sprint, and it got hampered towards the end to finish about 7th, but it should have been up here. I won't play. You can look at the video. Starless won that. It's better at 6th than that. At 20 to 1, there's some of them are paying 4 places. 440. We'll skip the dirt one. No, this Straight No Chaser. We won on him in Riyadh. The pace, Tuz, we have seen several times. It's between Tuz and Straight No Chaser. Tuz actually won this last year by 6 or 7 lengths. The Straight No Chaser is a bit of a machine. We won on him before, I thought we'd stick with him. The Dubai Turf, Romantic Warrior, who got nutted on its only try on the dirt by Forever Young, wasn't it? In Riyadh, is back to his favourite surface again. More than likely he will win, and if there's a without the favourite or go Liberty Island, this was behind Romantic Warrior in Shatin in December. Romantic Warrior is only beaten a length and a half. Let's see the weight difference. £5, same as the last day. Soul Roach, decent chance as well. Demuro, a decent jockey. Then we have a horse we won on a couple of times and let us down in the Prix de l'Arc. Hasn't ran a mile and a half on good ground yet. It's Shin Emperor. It won in Riyadh, and that was over 1-2. That'll be the each way selection. Strong each way selection. What am I doing? Killandigan, they were saying he was a bit unlucky, but when he was last seen last October on Champions Day, that was over 10. But he has, and Matt got into bother too and closed him down and won handy in the finish. Shin Emperor is a selection, and in the World Cup, half 6, 1 mile 2. Forever Young is the odds-on favourite. It should win. At 20 to 1, Wilson Tesoro. We were on this lad the last day. He was 3rd. Same ownership and whatever. this lad is only 4. And he was 4th in it last year, behind Laurel River. The faster, he might be more tactical if it's ran different. Because this went out in front last year and just went wire to wire. This one finished 2nd. Well, this fella at 20-1. He's a couple of years younger than his other namesake. It'll be interesting. Anyway, I've got to get this into the oven. And I hope you get the winner of the National. Bash the bookies, over and out. I pressed the wrong button, didn't I? I did.